Good morning, hockey fans. This is Stephen Heisler with HeisHockey.com, the Victorious Hockey Company, and the Junior Hockey Discussion Group on Facebook. You are watching the Junior Hockey Morning Show. We are on the World Sports Broadcasting Network, WSBN.TV, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. More this morning. Today is Friday, June 16th. My guest is the infamous Michael Moore. No, not that Michael Moore.
No, definitely not that Michael Moore. Hi. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Today's a Friday free-for-all. Before getting into all the fun stuff, we want to just acknowledge what happened last night in Carberry, Manitoba. Got news this morning from the Humboldt Broncos about another bus crash. Similar situation to what happened 5 years ago with Humboldt. A bus crossed the road, got hit by a semi-truck. Not really pleasant experience for folks in Canada. A lot of memories are flooding back. It's been 5 years since the Broncos crash. Just so if you pray, we ask that you please do for the folks there in Carberry, Manitoba. They really need our thoughts and prayers this morning. Now, Mike, back to the fun stuff. It's been a very eventful week in hockey. The Stanley Cup celebration in Vegas has been an interesting watch on Facebook. I know the hangover on Sunday will be epic. Right?
Yeah, definitely. I think they definitely have the party element in their favor. But yeah, it's been the week in our sport, so it's been impressive. I mean, going into all of this, I was impressed with the Panthers. They came into it hot. They were on fire. It took down the Bruins, took down the Canes. It was just like, wow, they're very impressive. Then they got to Vegas in the finals and they just fell short. They lacked the depth. They lacked the discipline, to be perfectly honest. I mean, they spent more time in the box than I think I've ever seen a Stanley Cup team in the box. But Vegas came to play. They came out hard. They were heavy. They were deeper. Mark Stone, for crying out loud, was on fire. The guy had 5 goals and 4 assists. Just impressive, to say the least. They absolutely deserve that cup. And really, I was kind of hoping it would go 7 games, but they just had their number from the start.
I never thought for a second it was going to go 7 games. Vegas rolls 4 lines at you, and they're pretty much all the same. There's not really – and there's a first line, a fourth line, don't get me wrong, but, man, they had so much depth. Yeah. They were not concerned about any weaker lines. Florida maybe had 2 lines to try to attack that with, and he just could not do it. And I was impressed with the Chuck, breaking his sternum and trying to play and getting back in game 4. That's very hockey-like.
I think that was the end. I think that was the last shot. Once I saw that, I was like, that's again depth.
Very good.
I agree.
One of our friends of our program, he's been a supporter of my efforts for 30 years, I think. Glenn Heffron was named the commissioner of the United States Hockey League yesterday. That's a great hire. Heffron's the kind of guy that will get things done, make sure things are done the right way, and will certainly steer the ship for the USHL in the right direction. What do you think about that hire there, Mike?
To be honest, you and I, with our work at Victorious Hockey, I mean, first of all, congrats to Glenn. I'm thrilled for him. I think he's going to do a fantastic job. But, through our work at Victorious, we put an extremely high emphasis on the aspect of character. And Glenn brings that to the table. And it's going to be great to see it. Now, I'm not saying that his predecessors didn't have it. They did. They've always been, guys of high character. But, the turnover's been kind of rapid there. I think this is the 3rd in 5 years or something like that. So I'm really kind of hoping, because I know he's great, and I know he's going to do a great job. I'm really hoping that he's there for a good long time.
I think he will be. It's probably the job outside of being the junior council president or vice president for USA Hockey. The best job in junior hockey in the States is USHL commissioner. Now he has that gig. He's going to be accessible. The other guys in the past have been, very inaccessible, right? So we had kind of a standoffish, I don't know what I want to say, coverage of the USHL in the past dozen years, and that's been probably by USHL design. I would like to get more in depth with the USHL, and that's something you were doing early on. You came on with us. I think if we got someone to really focus on the USHL the way I do on the North American Hockey League, it'd only be good for both sides of the tier 1 and tier 2.
Absolutely, totally agree.
Mike, you've been to a couple hockey games in your life. How important is the pregame warm-ups before the game?
Well, I mean, obviously they're fun when you're attending, but back from my playing days at least, hockey players, we're animals of routine, right? We have our rituals, we have our process, and the pregame kind of that build up leading to the game is what sort of changes your brain from practice to game mode. And look at any sport. I don't care what sport it is. Look at any sport. Watch these guys when they come into the stadium and they all got headphones on. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, because they're getting into game mode. So it plays a part without a doubt. It's fun for the fans, sure, but for the players, it's about setting that mental process, getting into the right frame of mind, and getting ready to go and playing at your absolute best.
So music is a big part of every bit of our lives. So today we're going to have some fun. My HeisHockey.com article today lists the 5 worst warm-up songs of all time, according to yours truly. What are a few of the worst songs that you can think of that are not on my list?
Who Let the Dogs Out? That's pretty obnoxious. Yeah. And really, I can sum it up. It's pretty much the entire Jock Jams album, because they've killed every song on that.
Jock Jams, that was a classic. So let's start with number 5. We got 8 minutes to run through 5. Dancing Queen by ABBA. That song is playing the first 2 periods in figure skates. Mike?
Yeah, it's a solid song, but it's just not for hockey. Come on, But yeah, I like ABBA as much as the next guy, but no, I just not for hockey. I'm sorry.
You like ABBA?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's all right. It's
My daughter is probably listening to the show and laughing at you right now.
Yeah.
You like
I have never owned one of their albums. It's not something I put on rotation, but it's not something that I cringe at. I did in my younger days, but yeah, I think I just grew a little bit more accepting in my years. So,
oh God. Number 4, Heartache Tonight by the Eagles. This one is the definition of arrogant. Only a goalie dad would play this song.
Okay. See, our music tastes are very, very, very different. I've never been an Eagles fan, so I'm just sort of like, it's not a song for me. It's just got the wrong tempo. It doesn't fit. And yeah, if it's a goalie, yeah, I don't know if that's a fire you want to fan. So yeah, probably not that one.
Number 3, your favorite, Ice Ice Baby Vanilla Ice. When will old folks let this song go? It's not funny anymore, Gramps. It's time to move on.
I'm not old. What's wrong with that? Oh, come on.
You have a lyric? Do you know any lines from Ice Ice Baby?
I know all the lines, but I'm not getting into that right now. That's not what this show's about. Okay, this isn't MTV. No, wait, they don't play music on MTV anymore. Never mind.
All right. Number 2, Fantasy, Mariah Carey. Fantasy is more of a post-game, almost at the end of the party song when someone's trying to get lucky. Definitely not a warm-up song.
What team played this? Who?
I don't know.
Who played what? Why?
Definitely a team in Quebec.
No. What? Oh, come on. No. Even the teams in Quebec wouldn't do this. I mean, she was really, really hot in the video. But no, what? Why? That's ridiculous. Although I do think a lot of them are playing Taylor Swift. So that's kind of like the new Mariah Carey. So
interesting.
Sorry, Taylor.
All right, number 1, take a look around. Limp Bizkit. Playing Limp Bizkit during warm-up is subjecting thousands of fans to Fred Durst's voice. That's what is.
Yeah, and then the song itself is kind of like too up and down. It goes from fast to slow, slow to fast. I don't know. It just kind of I mean, I played on a team that when we came out for one season, it was Pantera to start, and I mean, it was obnoxious, but at least it was consistent. So there's that.
Pantera 70s is pretty good stuff. All right, a bonus round. We get one bonus song. 10 after the hour. Beat It, Michael Jackson. Sometimes an explanation is unnecessary. Let's just remind everyone to keep Tony DeSilva away from the mute soundboard.
Oh, geez. Yeah, because we do that. He's going to be playing the Wiggles, offering candy to kids out to his van in the parking lot. So I just think it's a bad idea.
Yeah, it's not a good song. I can imagine, we can make fun of this situation. Guys like Tony DeSilva are running around. There are other guys that have been running around our game, and we really got to figure out a way to stop it. And we can embarrass them out of the game, or we can send them with Rich, the coach of the Boston Junior Rangers, who has a nice tuna boat. I would love to arrange a fishing trip for Tony and Rich because Rich often needs bait. So that would be a good way of taking care of the situation. There was a problem in Chicago for a number of years. There's been another rumored problem in the Boston area with one of the North American Hockey League teams. And these things have to go away. We had the problem with Brendan Phelps with the Minnesota Wilderness, who got out of that without any issue other than being embarrassed about what he wanted to do with 16-year-old boys. So all these things are concerning. Players, we joke around about that, but it's probably something that you should take seriously. When something is off, if a guy asks you for pictures of yourself topless, not a good sign, especially at 2 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah, well, and to your point, I mean, it's everybody. So if you are on a team and you see this happening to another one of your players, don't sit idly by. You got to speak up. You got to say something. It's just not okay. We gotta be in this together. We gotta look out for one another. That's what a team is all about.
Well, let's wrap this song up because you can sing a song. You got a song for me? Oh, I gotta show you guys something really important before we go. Come here, kid. My young son Tommy was ridiculed because his hair was all on one side, and my wife, being Colombian and caring about all you guys so much, he got a haircut yesterday. I know you can't tell. He got a haircut, but it now is even weirder. And now he looks like I can give him, what's those things called? Ponytails on both sides, but we can't have that.
Right, he looks like a drummer.
Yeah, like a drummer. Looks like a hockey player. Scary. There you go. Folks, that's it for today. Mike, you got your coffee?
I do.
We hope that you enjoy your morning coffee and have a great day.